We're going to take a look at one more example for our sum and difference formulas. This time we're looking for sine, cosine, and tangent of 11 pi over 12. So the first thing that I think about when I'm trying to figure out which two unit circle values add up to it is which quadrant I'm landing in. So for 11 pi over 12, because pi is over here, which with a common denominator of 12 is 12 pi over 12, I know that I'm just shy of that. So I'm in the second quadrant, so I'm going to want probably a second quadrant value added to a first quadrant value. So when I was playing around with these, I came up with 3 pi over 4 plus pi over 6. So when we get a common denominator with each of those, 3 pi over 4 would be 9 pi over 12, and pi over 6 is 2 pi over 12. So those worked out to give me the 11 pi over 12. And then we're going to set up our sum and difference formulas. So starting with sine, we have sine of 3 pi over 4 plus pi over 6, which gives us sine of 3 pi over 4 times cosine of pi over 6 plus cosine of 3 pi over 4 times sine of pi over 6. 3 pi over 4 is in the second quadrant, so we know that our sine value is positive in the second quadrant, and this is root 2 over 2. Cosine of pi over 6 is root 3 over 2. Cosine is negative in the second quadrant, so this will be negative root 2 over 2, and then sine of pi over 6 is 1/2. Multiplying our values together, we get the square root of 6 over 4 minus the square root of 2 over 4. Are these values looking really familiar to you at this point? So we get square root of 6 minus square root of 2 all over 4. So there's our sine. Cosine of 3 pi over 4 plus pi over 6 would give us cosine of 3 pi over 4 times cosine of pi over 6 minus sine of 3 pi over 4 times sine of pi over 6. Substituting in those same values we got on the last one, we have negative root 2 over 2, root 3 over 2, minus 1/2 times root 2 over 2, giving us negative root 6 over 4 minus root 2 over 4, or combining into one fraction, negative root 6 minus root 2 all over 4. Finally, we have tangent of 3 pi over 4 plus pi over 6, which gives us tangent of 3 pi over 4 plus tangent of pi over 6 all over 1 minus tangent of 3 pi over 4 times tangent of pi over 6. Evaluating our tangent functions, in the second quadrant tangent is negative, and at the pi over 4's tangent is 1. Tangent of pi over 6 is root 3 over 3. And then in the denominator, those same values. This time plus, because I'm going to have minus a negative 1, so I'm going to cancel those to adding. And then tangent of pi over 6 is that root 3 over 3 again. So this one is the one where we've got that fraction within a fraction. So in the numerator, I'm turning my 1 into negative 3 over 3. And in the denominator as well, to 3 over 3. Combining my like terms, in the numerator, I've got negative 3 plus root 3 all over 3. In the denominator, I have 3 plus root 3 all over 3. So I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. I'm going to keep my numerator the same. So this is my numerator of my complex fraction. And then this is the denominator of my complex fraction. So I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, keeping that numerator the same, negative 3 plus root 3 all over 3 times the reciprocal of the denominator, 3 over 3 plus root 3. Now remember, you cannot cancel when you've got adding or subtracting. That violates order of operations. The fraction bar is a grouping symbol, so it groups the adding together before you divide. So I can cancel my 3's, these right here. So that leaves me with negative 3 plus root 3 all over 3 plus root 3. And then I can multiply by the conjugate to rationalize that denominator. 3 minus root 3 over 3 minus root 3. So in the numerator, when I distribute, I get negative 9 plus 3 root 3 plus 3 root 3 minus 3 all over in the denominator. When I multiply my conjugates, I get 9 minus 3. Simplifying it in the numerator, I have negative 12 plus 6 root 3, and in the denominator I have 6. So I can divide that 6 out of each term, giving me negative 2 plus the square root of 3.